Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This is the part 2 in this series. Make sure to go through part 1 if you haven't watched it. So, from here we can change the studio lighting. You need to play with these options to get what you prefer. As you see guys, we definitely need more resolution on this area. I'm gonna show you later how you can improve these issues using the multi-resolution modifier. So don't worry about that, we can fix that later. Maybe you ask yourself, how many vertices does this head have? We can figure out that by clicking here and activate statistic. Now we can see the vertices count and the faces count. Tap to edit mode. As you see guys, we have a high poly count for the moment. Now we are ready to create the ears. Ctrl tab and switch into the object mode. Let me show you something. The ears should be between these lines. So, logic is to start sculpting the ears, right? But I don't prefer this step. In my opinion, we can modeling the ears much easier and quicker than we can combine them with the mesh together. Let me show you what I mean about that. In the object mode, go with Shift A, Mesh, Circle. Click on this box and bring the vertices down into 16. Select the circle, hit RX 90 degrees to rotate the circle around the X-axis. Now hit RZ 90 to rotate around the Z-axis. Tap to edit mode, A to select everything, E to extrude and S to scale. To fill this hole quickly, hit Ctrl F and select grid fill. E to extrude, A to select everything and rotate this mesh a bit in the side view to match these vertices with the grid. Make sure to have the same direction for the faces that I have on this area. 3 on the keyboard to go to the face select these faces, hit X faces to delete them. 2 on the keyboard to go to the edge select this one and hit F to fill. Select this edge and hit F again. Ctrl R to add a loop cut right there. From here we can activate the proportional editing or hit O on the keyboard. By scrolling the mouse wheel up and down we can play with the radius. Use the proportional editing to make a kidney bean shape for the moment. Three on the keyboard to go to the face select, hold shift, select these faces. Hit E to extrude. Decrease the radius a little bit. And S to scale. Hit Ctrl 2 to add a subdivision surface modifier. Tap to edit mode and improve the ear shape one more time. You can also activate this cage to see the vertices better. And of course, this ear it's not realistic because our character is a stylized character. Turn off the proportional editing by holding Alt. We can select this loop, E to extrude, S to scale, hit E again, F to fill and I to inset faces. Ctrl R to add a loop cut there and scale it a bit. Hit O on the keyboard to activate the proportional editing again and improve the shape. Mouse right click, shade smooth. As you see guys, it's okay for now. When you are happy with the shape, you can apply the subdivision surface modifier. As I said before guys, the ears should be between these lines. Ctrl tab, switch into the sculpt mode and try to improve the shape using the grab brush. Select the head, switch into the sculpt mode, choose the inflat brush. By holding Ctrl, we need to push this area back from the ears. Okay, cool. What's next? Select the ear, Ctrl A, all transforms to reset the location rotation scale into default, add a mirror modifier and apply the modifier. Select the ears again, Ctrl Tab and switch into the sculpt mode. Activate the geometry on the x-axis and try to improve the shape. Now we are ready to combine the ears with the head. Select the ears first, hold Shift, select the head, and hit Ctrl Shift plus numpad to combine the mesh together. As you see guys, the head will disappear. You should have the same problem that I have. Now I wanna tell you why. Select the ears. As you see guys, we need to make a hole for the ears from the side. Why? It's easily because the volume modifier. In the face select these faces and delete them. On the other side, select these faces and delete them. Again, select the ears, hold Shift, select the head, and hit Ctrl plus numpad to combine the mesh together. Hit Ctrl R to remesh. Be careful guys, we need to select the ears first, then we need to select the head at least. And that's because the head has the more vertices count. Now you can take your time to smooth the mesh and improve the shape. To add more personality for this character, we need to color the eyes. What we are doing here is actually a rough material to see the effect in the solid mode, and the real material will come later. In the edit mode, A to select everything, R twice to rotate freely. Ctrl R and add a loop cut right there. Go to material properties and add a new one. Click on this little plus button to add a new one. Double click to rename this material. I'm gonna write black. Now we need to change the color from the viewboard display. In this case, we are going to pick the black color. Scroll the mouse wheel up just like so. In the vertex select this loop and this one, and click on Assign to apply this material for these vertices. Select this vertex, hold Ctrl plus numpad to increase your selection. And again, click on Assign. Click on this little plus button to add a new material. In this case, I want to pick the blue color. Go to Viewboard Display and change the color into blue. Tap to Edit Mode, select this loop and this one, and click on Assign. As I said before guys, you can do this step or not, it's up to you. But in my opinion, it's gonna help you to understand how your character will look like. So, we talk about the personality. That's why we should make the eyebrows. Before we create the hair, I mean about that, the eyelashes, the eyebrows, etc, etc, your character will not look right. Let me show you in this example how your character looks like with hair and without. I think you got it. To create the eyebrows, we definitely need to use snapping in Blender. Hold Shift mouse right click to bring the 3D cursor right there. Go with Shift A, Mesh, Plane. S to scale, and bring the 3D cursor into World Origin. RX 90 degrees to rotate around the x-axis. We need to turn on the snap icon, select face, and project individual elements. As to scale, tap to edit mode. As you see guys, this object does stick on the surface right now. Select these vertices, hold Ctrl, mouse right click to create new vertices. We can also turn off the proportional editing. Once again, select these vertices, mouse right click. I think you got it. We need to extrude new vertices to add the eyebrows. When you are happy with the eyebrows shape, go ahead and turn off the snapping. Select the eyebrow, Ctrl A, all transforms to reset the location rotation scale into default. Go to modifiers and add a mirror modifier. Ctrl 2 to add a subdivision surface modifier. Alright, now go ahead and add a shrink wrap modifier. Maybe you'll ask yourself, we use snapping in Blender, why I need to use the shrink wrap modifier? I will show you that in a few seconds. We need to select a target for the shrink wrap modifier. In this case, the target for the shrink wrap modifier is gonna be the head. And again, click on add modifier and choose solidify modifier. Well, this modifier will give us a thickness for the eyebrows. I'm gonna go with minus 0.002. We can also grab the subdivision surface modifier into the bottom, just like so. Now go to the edit mode and start to move the vertices as you like. The new mesh will stick on the head, and this is what we are looking for. Select the head back into the sculpt mode. Let's say we need to make changes on this area. As you see guys, in this case the eyebrows are gone. To see them again, we need to switch into the object mode. Cool. Hold Shift mouse right click to bring the 3D cursor right there. Go with Shift A, Mesh, Plane. S to scale. SY to scale along the Y axis. Hit Shift S, cursor to world origin. SX to scale along the X axis. A to select everything, E to extrude. Select these vertices, S to scale them. Ctrl R to add some loop cuts right there. Make sure to activate the proportional editing. Select these vertices, R to rotate, and make the base shape for the eyelashes. In the side view, A to select everything and push the mesh forward just like so. I want to bring the pivot point into the bottom. Why I'm actually doing that, in the object mode we can scale, move and rotate from this pivot point. In the object mode, Ctrl 1 to add a subdivision surface modifier. Click here and activate face orientation. Keep that in mind, every single vertex, edge and face has a normal direction. We need to turn the red color into blue. To do that, in the edit mode, A to select everything and hit Shift N to recalculate the normals. Click here again and turn off face orientation. In this way you can duplicate this bad boy and create the eyelashes. Make sure to create different lengths for the eyelashes. Select all of them, Shift D to duplicate, and here we go. I think you got it guys, we can move on in the next step. Hit Alt H to unhide everything. Now we are ready to sculpt the body. In the object mode, select the torso, hold Shift, select the chest, the shoulders, the arms. Hit Ctrl Shift plus numpad to add a volume modifier. Ctrl A, all transforms. Ctrl Tab and switch into the sculpt mode. Shift R to change the voxel size about. Hold Shift mouse left click to smooth the mesh. Select the crease brush and start to improve the area under the arm. We can also use the grab brush to improve this area. Ctrl R to remesh again. For this step, the glay brush is a very important brush. Select the glay brush and start to improve the chest. Also, by holding Ctrl, we can flip the direction of the brush. Do you remember guys when I said blocking out the character, it's a highly important process. As you see, it's very easy to work with the mesh right now because we have the body shapes right there. That's why I said that. I wanna let you enjoy with this process and I will be back again. select the low arm, hold shift, select the legs, then the body, hit Ctrl Shift plus numpad to combine the mesh together, and again turn on the music and start to improve the body. Now I'm gonna show you how you can use the Dyntopo to combine the head with the body. Wait a minute, why we didn't combine the mesh with the body and remesh it together? So it's absolutely correct, you can do that, but on YouTube there are many sculpting time-lapse videos. Here start beginners asking questions like which one should I use? In my opinion, this point does confuse the beginners. First of all, Dyntopo is older than voxel size remesher. And that makes sense if you see many videos using Dyntopo over the remesher. In my opinion, the voxel remesher is absolutely the best. If you want to use the Dyntopo with a high polygon count, your computer performance will get laggy. And that doesn't happen with the voxel remesher. At the end of the day, it's up to you guys. You can use the voxel remesher, or you can use the Dyntopo, or use both of them. It doesn't matter. For now, I want to show you how you can use the Dyntopo. Go ahead and activate the Dyntopo from here. Also, we can change the detail size from here about 24. So make sure to choose the constant details. It's worked very well with the Dyntopo. Select the clay brush and start to add details on the neck. As you see guys, we don't have enough resolution to work with. Ctrl Z to undo that. Go to the Dyntopo again and increase the resolution about 63. Select the clay brush again and here we go. At this point, the character has about 500,000 vertices, which is a good number. I hope you guys that you learned something through this video. If you found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up to see you in the next one.